Mr. Delcourt coming at you here from the woods in District 20 down here in southern Maine. Kind of a different lesson today. We're going to walk around and see what we can find out here for signs of wildlife in general. And we're going to hang a few trail cameras up and come back in a couple weeks and check and see just what we've got out here. We'll talk about why we're placing cameras where we are, and who knows what will turn up on a nice walk in the woods this afternoon.
Well, I'm down along the brook here. I actually just jumped a couple deer. Wasn't quite quick enough to get them on camera. It looked like a doe and her fawn from last year bounding off back behind me. And I was just getting ready to film this for you here. This is a crossing that I didn't really know about, but we're going to hang a camera right here in a few moments. I'm hoping that you can tell here. You can see how torn up that is with fresh tracks. Mostly deer tracks from the look of it coming in and out of the brook. And you can see that it's cut right into the bank. That's years and years worth of deer probably, but other wildlife crossing the brook right here for whatever reason. It's probably a little shallower, a little bit easier for them to access, and deer and other creatures will absolutely use those same trails over and over again as they cross the brook. And this trail comes up out of the brook right here. We can see it cut into the ground right there, and it's pretty torn up with tracks right up through there. And it actually also splits off and goes this way and follows up through the woods here. So I'm going to find a good tree right here to hang a trail cam and see what we can catch on camera crossing the brook. Alright, so there you have it. Camera's all hung on the tree, and it's keeping a close eye on our crossing right here. And if we zoom in across the brook underneath that overhanging branch, we can see where most of the deer are coming from, and probably other wildlife too, we'll see, but I bet it's mostly deer. I also have the trigger set really sensitive on this camera and aimed specifically so that it's getting the crossing but also the brook in the background. I got a feeling we've got wildlife swimming up and down this brook, maybe muskrats and who knows, mink, beaver. Could be all kinds of stuff. Otters coming through here. So I'm hoping to catch stuff swimming in the brook as well, maybe some waterfowl. We'll see what we get. We'll leave it out a couple weeks and see what we find. This stuff's wicked fun. Alright. We got our next spot to hang a trail camera here. I love putting cameras on logs across brooks. We've already got one camera set up on that pinch point where the deer seem to like to cross, but I think we'll get a lot of maybe other types of creatures crossing on this log, whether it's, you know, mustelids or rodents or who knows. Foxes and coyotes like to use these kind of things, bobcat. Who knows what we could get right here. There's kind of a cut spot in the bank where creatures are coming down, and they're using this log to cross easily. These are creatures that kind of want to avoid getting wet, or maybe not sometimes. So we'll see what we get right here. I got to find a good spot to put the camera that's high enough that if the water fluctuates here in the next couple weeks, we're not underwater with our camera, but I think we stand a chance of getting some really cool stuff crossing this log. So we'll hang a camera here and we'll see what we get. Alright, so there's our camera set up on this kind of dead branch sticking up out of the mud. And it's watching over our log right here, and hopefully we'll get some wildlife scurrying across and get some photos of. And again, any waterfowl or anything paddling up this brook is going to have to crawl up over that log anyway, maybe a beaver or something along those lines as well. We may end up just getting some aquatic creatures crawling up over that log as they come down through the brook. Just love finding these little pinch points. These are great spots to get wildlife on camera. You kind of got to look at this with the camera trap as though a fur trapper would, right? We're looking for likely spots that we're going to get lots of wildlife moving through. And this seems like it. We'll cross our fingers here and see what happens. I got the camera maybe 5 or 6 feet above water level, and it's going to take some serious rain to get that thing underwater, but we'll keep our fingers crossed it stays dry here over the next couple weeks. Alright, we got our final spot for the trail cam here. We've got a large open area up ahead there that's been cut over recently, creating some great edge habitat for wildlife. We've got this kind of narrow skidder trail running down out into this next kind of opening out here, and this is a classic pinch point as well for who knows, turkeys and deer and all kinds of other stuff that must take the easiest route and follow this kind of beaten path down through here. And we got the narrowest spot right here. I'm going to hang a trail camera looking this way, and we'll see what's coming through here and at what time of the day it's going on. We should be able to get some stuff on camera right here. There's a pretty good amount of deer tracks out in that opening, and who knows what else is walking around out here. So we'll hang a camera, see what we find.